how to become resilient. What if I told you that much of what you need to become resilient, you've already done by the age of 1? Are you ready? Let's get connected. By definition, resilience comes from a root word of resilio, and that's just a fun word to say, resilio. Resilio means to spring back. And so physically, when we look at resilience, physically it means that our physical bodies are pliable enough to be able to spring back from any type of trauma or injury. Mentally, when we look at springing back, it's the ability to bounce back from illness or depression or lower emotional states. And so when you look at resilio, being resilient, it's really about being able to spring back. Well, Mother Nature has a system that's already been set up for us in that first year of life, and that's what I want to share with you. So think about when you're first born. It is the most adaptable time where you go from being in the womb to an external environment where you have to deal with all the challenges of an environment. And so nature has it set up that it's a transition phase in order for you to have to adapt to the new environment. Well, what are those things? Resilience and adaptability go hand in hand. So what are those things that nature has set up for us that allow us to be adaptable, to be resilient? Basically, the first thing that we do when we come out of the womb to adapt to the environment is we breathe. Now, people over time with their various stressors have become very shallow, short breathers. And because of that, they have excessive tension. And as that tension builds, and as that breathing becomes more shallow, they don't use oxygen the same. And these tensions, if you think of springing back, the system becomes so rigid that it doesn't spring back the same after different stressors. So it's imperative that we move from a shallow breath to a more expanded breath, as that's not only necessary for our survival to adapt, but also if we want to thrive, we need to expand on that. So we can do breath work that helps to expand the body, and that's what we look at in my care or in my workshops and seminars. The second thing that we do is we move. Well, if the baby's born and they're still, we know that's a problem. And so we want to see movement because we know that movement represents life. It represents adaptability. It represents that this baby's alive, ready to take on the world. And so when we move, we're ready to take on the world in a new, energized way. So movement and consistent movement, daily movement, is absolutely essential for you to be resilient. And the third thing we do within that first year is we laugh, cry, and we release tension. Laughing stimulates the vagus nerve. Crying helps to release energy from the system and tensions. And you generally just feel better when you do both, if necessary. And so nature's got this really cool mechanism set up through breath, movement, and laughter that are already setting the stage for our ability to adapt to our environment better and for survival. And what we want to do is we want to take those three qualities and we want to stretch them, expand them, do them more often if we want, in order to be more resilient for our daily life. So let's go over the three major factors that influence our level of resilience. 1, expanding our breath. 2, getting lots of movement with full range. And 3, making sure we're expressing our emotions through crying or laughter, whatever other means that we need to do to express those emotions. Now, if you want 4 more tools for resilience, head on over to stephenfonso.com. My free ebook there gives you the 4 other essentials to resilience. Also, you can engage with us on YouTube, so come on over and click the subscribe button below. And lastly, if you can put some comments down below as to what tools you use for your resilience, we'd love to hear.